Hi, I'm Coach Mo Faul, and I have a bombshell for you. I'm a past executive. I was a chief operating officer of a big national firm. I had a great career, and all the while I saw professional women missing the next step, ignoring the next step. And since then, I have coached thousands of women on advancing themselves in a natural and authentic way. You know, as a professional woman, you want to do work that matters, and you want to do the next thing in a way that feels aligned with you. But I see women making so many career mistakes. I want to drill into that with you today so that you truly understand and appreciate the blind spots that you may be having on career mistakes. And you know what the biggest blind spot is? You see everyone else making them, so you have normalized it. But these are big mistakes that not only will cost you promotions, but will cost you your self-esteem. It will cost you your soul. So let's dive in. Number one is taking assignments just because you're asked. I have so many clients who said, I never really had to look for a job. I always had a friend or an ex-boss who pulled me into their next company. Well, that means you don't have a career. It means that you have a job-to-job situation, and you're not on your path. You're not making your moves. You're making moves to suit someone else's agenda. So rather than patting yourself on the back about not having to have looked for a job for the past 15 years because someone has plucked you into their agenda, hold on, put the brakes on. It's about time that you take charge of your career and you do what's aligned for you and with you, and you make the elevated move that makes sense for your career, who you are and what you bring to the table. Number two, a do-it-yourself attitude. You cannot YouTube your way through a career. If you do the math on this, your career is worth millions of dollars. I don't know about you, but if your roof caved in because of a big storm, are you going to go get your own 2x4s from Home Depot and figure out what kind of nails and ladders and all this sort of thing so you can put it together over the next 6 months? Or are you going to hire a roofing company? Yep, it's an investment, but they're going to do it right. They have a track record. They know what they're doing. They're not going to guess on the nails and the 2x4s and everything that needs to be included to fix your roof. That's how we do it. We do it from a level of expertise. We do it from a level of having worked with thousands of women in every industry, in every sector that you could ever imagine. Don't do it yourself on your career. YouTube videos are great for learning how to screw in a light bulb or change a light fixture or change your doorbell. But something as complex as the career landscape, getting a new job, asking for a promotion, showing up as the real you, it needs the expertise. By the way, if your father-in-law needed open heart surgery, you're not going to pull out a knife and say, here, I can do it for you. I know how to cut. No, your father-in-law is going to the best open heart surgeon he can find to get things taken care of. And you know what? There's work involved, there's effort involved, there's time involved, and there's a recovery process that's involved. You shortchange any of that and you don't get the result. How about this? Putting up with promises of promotions from your boss that never come to fruition. But you keep hanging in there knowing that it's going to come someday, and it never does. But you keep hanging in there because you're not sure whether someone else would hire you. You're not sure. Well, maybe the self-doubt starts to get so big that you're like, well, they haven't promoted me. Probably no one else would hire me for that level of job. You begin to have a self-inflicted wound. When you wait for others and you have their broken promises direct the way, you're going to be leaving your career behind. The next one is working too hard. I've seen this time and time again. And as women, we are wired to just work hard and get her done. This will be a booby trap for your career. For sure. Two things happen when you work hard thinking you're going to advance yourself. Number one, you get physically and emotionally depleted. There's no promotion you want after you've gotten physically and emotionally depleted. You're spent. You're thinking that next up-level job is just going to be more hard work, and you can't do that. You don't want to. So you sacrifice your career because you've worked too hard and you've gotten yourself depleted. The second thing that happens is working too hard, they're going to pigeonhole you. They're not going to want to move you out of that job because you're doing the job of 3 to 4 people. And I can almost guarantee you, if you're working too hard and you haven't moved forward, that when you do leave, they're going to replace you with more than one person. I've seen it hundreds of times. Don't be that person. Don't be the one that works harder to try to prove yourself that doesn't pan out and you see people not working as hard getting advanced. Why? Because they feel more awesome inside than you do. That is the number one thing that you are missing in all of these career moves. More than likely, as a professional woman, you've been taught, trained, and conditioned to not feel so awesome about yourself. And that gets telegraphed through the taking assignments because someone asked, oh, they must like me, or working too hard, or thinking you can do it yourself and it's just a job anyway. Your career is worth millions of dollars, and done right, you can actually make millions more than the one that you'll have by default. I'm happy to do the math with you. I'm happy to talk to this in greater detail. Watch my webinar. Learn all of the shifts I help my clients go through, and you'll see why all of these career mistakes are crippling you and costing you millions of dollars.